Eggs are one of the most popular foods for seniors. They're affordable, easy to cook, and packed with protein that supports strong muscles, healthy brains, and sharp eyesight. In fact, doctors often recommend eggs as one of the best breakfast foods for older adults. But here's what almost nobody talks about. While eggs themselves are healthy, the foods you combine them with can completely change the story. Certain pairings that seem harmless or even traditional can actually work against your health. They can raise your blood pressure, strain your digestion, weaken your bones, or even increase your risk of heart problems. And the surprising part, many of these food combinations are things seniors eat every week without realizing the hidden risks. From common breakfast choices to quick snacks, these mistakes are easy to make. But once you know them, they're just as easy to avoid. I remember visiting a retired teacher named Mr. Evans, an 80-year-old man who loved breakfast more than any other meal. His morning ritual had never changed for 40 years. 2 eggs, 2 slices of toast, and coffee. When he started feeling weaker and more bloated after meals, he thought it was simply age catching up. But after reviewing his diet, it turned out his food combinations were quietly sabotaging his digestion and heart. Once he changed how he paired his meals, his energy returned within weeks. That's when I realized that the smallest choices can transform your vitality after 60. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and for over 20 years, I've been helping seniors use food as medicine to stay strong, independent, and full of vitality. And today, I want to share with you an important truth. It's not just what you eat, but how you eat it, and especially what you eat together, that makes all the difference after 60. So in this video, we're going to uncover the 10 food combinations you should never eat with eggs. Some of these will probably surprise you because they're foods most of us have grown up eating side by side with eggs. But by the end, you'll know exactly which pairings to avoid and how to enjoy your eggs in ways that truly protect your heart, your bones, and your long-term health. 1. Processed cheese. When eggs and cheese aren't so healthy. For many seniors, eggs and cheese go hand in hand. Whether it's scrambled eggs with shredded cheese on top or an omelet stuffed with cheddar, this classic pairing feels comforting and satisfying. But here's the hidden danger. While natural cheeses in moderation can be healthy, processed cheese, the kind found in slices, spreads, or packaged blocks, is a very different story. Processed cheese is made with added salts, preservatives, and artificial stabilizers. Just one slice of processed cheese can contain 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium, and that's before you add the salt already in your eggs. For seniors with high blood pressure or heart disease, this combination can quickly push sodium levels too high, straining both the heart and kidneys. I once worked with a man named Mr. Daniels, a 72-year-old who ate a cheese omelet every morning. He thought it was a heart-healthy start to his day. But when his blood pressure suddenly spiked, his doctor found that the processed cheese slices were the hidden culprit. Once he switched to fresh vegetables and herbs instead, his pressure dropped within weeks. Processed cheese is also often high in saturated fats and phosphates. For older adults, too much saturated fat increases cholesterol, while phosphates can weaken bones by disrupting calcium balance. Combined with eggs, already rich in protein and cholesterol, the effect is compounded, raising the risk of clogged arteries, fragile bones, and even kidney strain. Scientific evidence supports this. A Journal of the American Heart Association study found that diets high in processed dairy products were linked with hypertension and cardiovascular events in older adults. Another study found that phosphate additives in processed cheese accelerate bone loss. So while eggs on their own are a senior superfood, pairing them with processed cheese turns a healthy meal into a risky one. Choose small amounts of natural cheese like feta or Swiss, or flavor eggs with spinach and herbs instead. 2. Ice cream with eggs, a sweet combination that strains the body. Eggs and dairy often go together in desserts, custards, flans, and ice cream. Many traditional ice cream recipes use egg yolks for richness. It may taste nostalgic, but for seniors, eggs combined with ice cream deliver a heavy load of sugar, fat, and cholesterol all at once. Ice cream is high in refined sugar and saturated fat. Add eggs, and you create a calorie-dense, nutrient-heavy food that aging digestion struggles to process. I recall Mrs. Miller, a 70-year-old who loved making homemade egg ice cream for her grandchildren and always had a scoop herself. Over time, her energy fell, cholesterol rose, and she suffered bloating after dessert. Once she stopped combining the two, her energy returned. For those with diabetes, this combination is even riskier, since eggs with ice cream amplify insulin resistance. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that high sugar and fat diets accelerate nerve damage and inflammation. So enjoy eggs and enjoy the occasional sweet, but never together. 3. White bread. Turning a healthy egg breakfast into a blood sugar spike. For many seniors, eggs with toast feels traditional. But if that toast is white bread, you're turning a stable meal into a roller coaster. White bread digests fast, flooding your bloodstream with sugar, while eggs only slightly slow the spike. The result is a surge in blood sugar followed by a crash, leaving you tired and craving more food. Mr. Johnson, a 74-year-old who ate 2 fried eggs with buttered white toast every morning, believed it was balanced. But his blood sugar kept climbing, and he felt drowsy mid-morning. When he switched to whole grain bread, his energy stabilized. Studies in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging confirm that refined grains increase diabetes and cardiovascular risks. So swap white bread for whole grains or roasted vegetables. Your body will thank you. 4. Raw garlic. When a healthy food turns harmful with eggs, garlic is a natural medicine that supports immunity and lowers cholesterol. But when eaten raw alongside eggs, it can irritate the stomach and block digestion. The compound allicin in raw garlic interferes with enzymes that digest protein, leaving seniors bloated and uncomfortable. Mrs. Carter, a 71-year-old, once added raw garlic cloves to her morning eggs, thinking she was doubling the benefits, but ended up with nausea and heartburn. When she switched to lightly cooked garlic, her problems disappeared. Science confirms that raw garlic, while powerful, is harsh on older stomachs. Enjoy garlic cooked gently and let your eggs stay simple. 5. Coffee right after eating eggs, a morning habit that blocks nutrition. Millions can't imagine breakfast without coffee, but drinking it immediately after eggs blocks iron, calcium, and zinc absorption, the very nutrients eggs provide. I remember Mr. Hernandez, a 69-year-old who had scrambled eggs and black coffee every morning. When he started feeling fatigued, tests showed low iron levels. Shifting his coffee an hour later solved it. Studies show coffee reduces iron absorption by 40% and increases calcium loss. So enjoy your eggs first and sip your coffee later. 6. Persimmons, a sweet fruit that turns risky with eggs. Persimmons are rich in fiber and vitamin C, but they contain tannins that bind to egg proteins, forming a sticky mass that slows digestion. Seniors with reduced stomach acid are particularly sensitive. Mrs. Ingwan, 68, used to eat boiled eggs with persimmons for breakfast, until she developed bloating and cramps. Once she separated the two, her digestion returned to normal. Medical research documents that persimmons with protein-rich foods can cause gastric bezoars, especially in older adults. So enjoy persimmons as a snack, several hours away from eggs. 7. Whole milk, a heavy pairing that overloads digestion. The image of eggs with a glass of milk feels wholesome, but both are protein and fat heavy, requiring intense digestion. Seniors produce fewer enzymes, so the meal sits heavy, causing fatigue or gas. I worked with Mr. Collins, a 72-year-old who always had scrambled eggs and milk. When he switched to almond milk, the heaviness vanished. Science shows high-fat meals slow digestion and raise cholesterol. For seniors, that's double strain on the heart. Instead, pair eggs with vegetables or drink lighter milk alternatives later in the day. 8. Citrus fruits. Too much acidity cancels egg nutrition. Many enjoy eggs with orange slices or grapefruit juice. But acidic fruits clash with protein digestion, leading to heartburn or poor absorption of vitamins A, D, and E. Mrs. Garcia, 70, drank grapefruit juice with her omelet, then developed reflux. Separating them resolved it. Research shows acidic foods impair protein digestion and even interfere with medications common among seniors. So enjoy citrus, but as a separate snack, not alongside your eggs. 9. Walnuts. A healthy nut that doesn't match well with eggs. Walnuts are superfoods, rich in omega-3s and antioxidants. Eggs are also nutrient-dense, but together their fats compete during digestion. For seniors with slower metabolism, that means heaviness or poor absorption. Mr. Bradley, 73, used to mix walnuts into his scrambled eggs, believing he was boosting nutrition, but his cholesterol rose and digestion worsened. When he ate walnuts separately, his health improved. Studies confirm that phytates in nuts block iron and zinc from animal proteins. So enjoy walnuts alone. Let each food deliver its full benefit. 10. Black tea, a comforting drink that blocks egg nutrition. Many seniors love a cup of strong tea with breakfast, but tannins and caffeine in black tea bind to the minerals in eggs, blocking absorption, especially iron and calcium. Mrs. Lee, 75, always had eggs and tea, yet suffered anemia. Once she delayed tea until mid-morning, her energy returned. Research shows black tea with meals can reduce iron absorption by up to 60%. So just like coffee, timing matters. Wait an hour or two. Now let me share a small personal story. Years ago, my own grandmother, an active woman well into her 80s, used to complain about sudden fatigue and occasional cramps after breakfast. She swore by her healthy meal: eggs, milk, and toast with cheese. I remember sitting with her one morning and gently explaining how the combinations were making her strong meal heavy on her heart and slow for her stomach. She didn't believe it until we tried an experiment: eggs with sautéed greens and a cup of herbal tea instead. Within days, her energy soared, her swelling reduced, and she even started taking morning walks again. That was the day I truly understood. Nutrition isn't only about good foods, it's about good pairings. So today we've uncovered the hidden truth about eggs. It's not just how many you eat, but what you eat them with that makes all the difference. We started with foods that seem harmless, even healthy, but when combined with eggs, they can quietly steal away their benefits. Processed cheese, white bread, and whole milk overload digestion. Raw garlic, citrus fruits, and walnuts block nutrient absorption. Persimmons and black tea tie up minerals your body needs, and pairing eggs with ice cream or coffee too soon after eating only strains your heart, blood sugar, and bones. Each of these mistakes may seem small, but together they explain why some seniors feel bloated, tired, or weak even when they think they're eating healthy. The good news: every one of these issues is preventable. By simply knowing what not to pair with eggs, you unlock their full power. Stronger muscles, sharper memory, steadier energy, and better circulation. I've seen it countless times in my practice. Seniors who couldn't climb stairs without stopping, now walking freely after optimizing their meals. It's not magic, it's awareness. The body becomes wiser when the mind becomes informed. So if there's one thing I want you to remember from today, it's this: respect the food that respects you back. Eggs are one of the best foods for seniors, but only when eaten wisely. Pair them with the right companions: whole grains, vegetables, or leafy greens, and they'll serve you for life. Before we close, think about this simple question. Tomorrow morning, when you sit down for breakfast, what will you choose to combine with your eggs? That small decision shapes your health more than any pill ever could. If you found this talk helpful, I'd love to welcome you into our growing community here at the Inner Spark. Every week, we share science-based, real-world lessons on how to live stronger, eat smarter, and age with grace. So don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell, and share this with a friend who might need it. Remember, health isn't built by big changes overnight. It's the little daily choices, like what you eat with your eggs, that quietly shape your future.